Hi class, this is Mary Moen, your instructor for LSC531. In this video, I'm going to provide an overview of the Librarian in Action assignment that is due week 7 this semester. So here we are at our course homepage in Brightspace, and I'm going to click on the Assignments tab. And you see a list of the assignments, and the one that I'm going to be talking about is called Librarian in Action. And I've actually made a few changes to this because based on feedback about people, high workloads and stress levels and things, I've decided to just cut back one of the components of it. So I want to go over this. So in the assignment description, I've actually crossed out the things that are changed and wrote that it's no longer required because I just want it to be clear. So this assignment has a final product, a slideshow, and I was going to have you put the link to the slideshow in the discussion by Thursday of week 7, December 16th, and then I was going to have 3 days where people could provide warm feedback. I think that's asking you to get this assignment done by Thursday is too much, so I am deleting the component about having to view other people's work and giving feedback, and I'm just going to have the slideshow final product be due at 11:55 p.m. on Sunday. That's the basic change. So now I'm going to go over the components so you have an idea of what to expect. So there's 4 components. One of them I'm calling the field experience activity. So you're actually going to have a chance to create something that is going to be used in a teen library program in a real public library. I've collaborated with East Providence Public Library, Westerly, and Cranston on this. And your job is to look through what each of these libraries, the activities they're offering, and you picked one from the group. It's not one from each library, just one total. So I'm going to show you East Providence Public Library. And what we're doing with them is that they are creating a blog with book reviews, and the librarian there, Lisa, is going to have the teens create these blog posts, these book reviews, and it's going to be community service for them. But she thought it would be fun for you all to have a chance to create a book review and submit it as a blog for this post as well. So in this one, you get to write a book review blog post. And you'll see the criteria here, and you'll send it in to her, and she'll look at it and may post it on their blog website. So that's the first option. The second one is at Westerly Public Library, and I've worked with Colleen, the teen librarian there, and she has a teen group, and they want to create a podcast on topics that they're interested in. So what we thought was it might be fun for you all to have the option of creating a 45 to 60 second audio clip that could be part of the podcast. It could be in the beginning or at the end. And basically in the podcast, there's the criteria. You introduce yourself, and then you give a mini book talk on a YA book of your choice. So the first one was a book review on a blog. This one is a mini book talk on a blog post. The last one is with Cranston Public Library, and I worked with Alyssa Taft, the teen librarian there, and she actually has 4 options. And again, between the podcast and the book review blog and these 4 options, you just pick one from this whole group. But here are the options. So she has a meeting, she has a teen team program, and they have meetings, And in these meetings, she sets up these stations of activities for them to do. So she was thinking it would be fun if you all participated in developing one of these station activities. So here are the ideas that she was suggesting. So one option is you create a mindfulness station, a short slide presentation, talk about mindfulness. These activities, just so you know, should last about 15 minutes. The second option is a what should I read next station. And she has done this before. She develops a game or quiz activity that helps them choose a book they might like to read based on a theme of your choice. And she's actually linked to some examples here, so you can see what she's talking about. The third option is that she wants people to create, or someone to create, a trivia game based on audiobooks or graphic novels. She thinks, she and I talked about, like, sometimes adults don't really appreciate those as real reading or see them as real reading. And in this class, we've done a lot of reading and talking about why they are reading and why they are appealing to teens and how they can help develop reading skills. So you can develop a trivia game based on the benefits of one of those formats. The last option you could choose is a book display. And she has this wall, and she says if you curate a list of 25 books and create a poster 8.5 by 11, she'd be happy to put it on their display wall. So those are the options you have for the first component. And I created a link here. If you could, identify your choice here, it would give me an idea, so I could give the teen librarians, a heads up of how many people are going to be doing each activity. So you only pick one. It doesn't matter how many people pick the activities. Like if I have 10 people doing the podcast, that's fine. So just pick the one that you'd like to do. The second component is to create a resource list of recommended reading books. The third component is to go in the URI databases, find an article on one of the topics that we've discussed, like a research, a peer-reviewed article, and I want you to summarize it and talk about it. Then the last component is to reflect on your learning. So, the way you're going to show your learning is to create a slide deck with 6 slides. And slide 1 is the title slide. Slide 2 should be is for component 1, your field experience activity. You're going to write a short paragraph, and if there's any pictures or links to what you did, you would add that. Slide 3 is your resource list of recommended books. So you can have just a book that you recommend, like a read-alikes, if you read this, like this, or if you like fantasy, read these. You have to curate a list of 6 books, 6 items. Then another choice is a multimedia companion resource list. So like if you had some science fiction book that you really liked, and you could come up with like maybe a video game or a movie or even, I don't know, an app or something, a website. So I want to see your competency in multimedia in this one. And the last one is diversity, equity, inclusion. So we've done a lot of work talking about how kids need to see themselves and diverse representations in the books they read. So to be clear, you have a choice to pick one of these book lists. Okay. And on the slide, you're going to have your 6 books, and you're going to think of this slide as kind of like a poster. It's not really a visual aid to a presentation, so the slide's like a poster, and you can have your 6 books and links to author interviews or whatever you want. It'll be, you can read what it is here, but it's the text will be small. It'll look like a poster rather than a visual aid, and for all these slides. Then slide 4 is the research topic article summary, and you get to choose what you want. Like if you were really interested in, reluctant readers or, ESL teens, what's been some of the research in helping them engage in reading? And you would summarize the article. And again, you'd kind of create a poster of it. You'd have your summary. That the text is going to be small because you're going to be writing some things. And then the last slide, or slide 5, is this assignment reflection, and then slide 6 is your references. So that's the assignment, and the changes are that it is going to be due at 11:55 p.m. on Sunday, December 19th. There is no component where you have to post it to the discussion board and comment on anyone else's. Well, I'm just going to keep it simple. There's also a couple of examples of student work from last year's students that you can take a look at. The assignment was a little different back then. They didn't have the field experience one, but you can get an idea of what I'm talking about with this. So thank you for listening, and I hope this helps. Bye.